Big shout out to Sporting Icons, best channel out there.
Okay, so David Adeleye, he moves 11-0 and he becomes a WBO European Heavyweight Champion. I know, Queensbury, WBO, I get it. Anyway, he defeated a 10-0 guy, very, very padded record, by the way, if you look at it. Anyway, on paper, looked pretty good. 10-0, Ukrainian, Dmitro Bozos, whatever. Anyway, he defeats him, stops him round number 2. I know some people saying about the referee, is what it is. Point of this video is, immediately after the fight, he calls out Fabio Wardley, the current British heavyweight champion, as does Frank Warren as well. Does it sound like it was premeditated, scripted, beat this guy, will call out Fabio? Sounds like it, doesn't it? Listen, we know how networks go. We understand that networks will ask certain fighters to call out other people as a bit of clout to try and boost their profile. We get it. Now, him calling out Fabio Wardley, listen, I like David Adeleye, okay? But I'm coming across like that maybe I won't because of some of the things I'm going to say here. You're trying to run before you can walk. You're calling out the British heavyweight champion. You haven't even fought for the English yet. In fact, you haven't fought anybody who we know who they are. It's very easy to pad out your record of fighting obscure Europeans who have very padded records and whatever else, but we don't know who they are. That's why people can't get behind a David Adeleye, because we don't know who it is that he's fighting. Okay, he fought Kamil Sokolowski. A lot of people know who he is, and he lost that fight. He did, and got gifted a decision. What he should have done was rematch him. I think Sokolowski earned that. But is what it is. But to call out Fabio Wardley for the British, outside of the cross-promotional network issues that you're going to have, Fabio being a matchroom fighter fighting on his own, David Adeleye being a Queensbury fighter fighting on BT Sport, that's going to have his own problems. But what you should be looking at, David, is the winner of Rob Ismay and Solomon Dakers for the English heavyweight title. That's what you do. You should be looking at other fighters. Go fight a Nick Webb. Go fight a Nick Campbell. Go fight people that we know who they are so we can get behind you. Do that. That's how you do it. But there's too much wanting to skip the levels, pad out the record, and then think that they've earned a shot. I don't like that. I really don't like this clout chasing. I can't stand it, to be honest with you. Now, David Adeleye may go on to do some very good things, maybe, but the clout chasing annoys me. It does. Much like that little fella, that Tommy Welsh. He's trying to be a little mini Mike Tyson, but he's too small for it. He is in this current climate with these big beasts and that around. But really what he wants is like a little pat on the back from daddy. That's what he wants. But people like a Tommy Welsh, as soon as he fights somebody who's going to fight back and can punch, his boots are getting left in the ring, his jaw's going to go over to row Z, and his body's going to be in the middle of the aisle somewhere. That's how it's going to be. Mate, you're going to be 10-0 on Friday, and you haven't even fought 8-rounder yet. But yeah, you've got the nerve to, I want to fight Johnny Fisher, I've got Sky Sports backing me, I've got all this, that and the other. Go earn it. Go earn a fight with Johnny Fisher or Steve Robinson or whoever it is that you want to fight. Go fight Nick Campbell. But you don't want to do that. Why? Because you'll get beaten. That's why. Much like with David Adeleye. Why don't you want to go fight Nick Webb? Why don't you go fight Dave Allen? Dave Allen could be next up for the British title. Why are you not looking at the winner of Solomon Dakers and Rob Ismay? Why are you not looking at that? Why? There's no reason, is there? Clout chasing, too much clout chasing. When you look at, say, the current heavyweights, the prospects coming through, as I said before, with like Fabio Wardley, he earned what he'd done, fighting the Commonwealth gold medalist in Simon Valley for the English, fought a Nick Webb, fought a Nathan Gorman, all this kind of stuff. Got Steve Robinson, just defeated a Nick Campbell. We know who Nick Campbell is. TKV for a Harry Armstrong. We know who Harry Armstrong is. And quite a few other fighters doing it. Fraser Clark's about to take on Rydell Booker. That's good stuff. David Adeleye, you need to be doing that too. You can't fight people that we don't know who they are. Don't go the Deontay Wilder route. Don't go the Anthony Yarde route. Anthony Yarde didn't earn that fight with Kovalev. There's too much padding of the records. Too much of it, and thinking that you've earned the right. And ultimately, when you do step up, you're going to get beaten because you haven't prepared properly. British fans can't get behind you because you haven't been fighting people that we know who they are. So we know how good you are, whether or not to give you a chance against the Fabio Wardley. Because right now, I don't give David Adeleye too much of a chance against Fabio. I don't. I think Fabio Wardley smokes him. I really do. So don't run before you can walk. And that goes for all heavyweights. Don't run before you can walk. Progress properly. Fight people that we know who they are. Fight Nick Campbell. Fight Nick Webb. Very simple, isn't it? It's not complicated. It really isn't. Anyway, that's my thoughts. You drop me yours. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.